Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be your moderator this evening. My name is Gibizia. I'm SNK fan, friend of some of the people in the company, and I like Samurai Shodown just a bit, just a little bit. Joining me will be producer Yasuyuki Oda.
Nice to meet you.
Director of the Samurai Shodown game, Nobuyuki Kuroki.
And nice to meet you. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Game designer Josh Weatherford.
Nice to see everybody.
And business dev Lauren Vernizet.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And
we were supposed to be joined by Yasushi Adachi, the director of the original Samurai Shodown title, but unfortunately there was a family emergency that he had to attend to, so he wasn't able to be here. But we'll make do. We'll do good. Don't worry. So for those of you who don't know, Samurai Shodown was released back in 1993. It was one of the first weapon-based fighting games to come out in a time where Street Fighter was dominating arcades. Mortal Kombat came out shortly before this. I want to say like 8 months beforehand, and this was pretty much taking over everything. You had samurais, you had ninjas, you have Earthquake. Big fat guy with a sickle and just going around eating meat with his gang. Everyone loved it, and it carried on throughout the years. Samurai Shodown 2 came out shortly after, continued the popularity, and it just kept going on from there. Back in the arcade days, this stood out. You had everything that people wanted, and you had big damage, big hits, people getting cut in half, blood spraying everywhere. It was beautiful. It got ported to the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo, Genesis, pretty much all the consoles that we all had back in the day. There were 11 titles in the main series. As you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little known titles that people don't really know about. Samurai Shodown 64 and 64 Warriors Rage were released on the Hyper 64 back in 97 and 98. And PlayStation got an exclusive Warriors Rage back in 99. And then some of you may know the majority is released on the Neo Geo console itself. We had Samurai Shodown 6 come out on the Atomus Wave, and after that was Samurai Shodown Sen, which came out on, I believe, the Taito Type X2.
Yeah.
And that was the last title. That was 2008. It's been 11 years since we've had a new Samurai Shodown title, and that's pretty big. Like this is a big deal for everybody. Here you can see some of the mainline cast that are going to be in this title. This is official art from, I believe, Sen?
It's
Yeah, Sen. So you have Kyoshiro, Charlotte, Jubei, Hanzo, Nakaruru, Haomuru, Genjiro, Ukiyo, Gelford. Some of the mainstays. The majorities, I think they've been in every title. Except for Genjiro, wasn't in part 1. And most of these are fan favorites. And I think people will like seeing them in this game. If you haven't played it already, we have our booth downstairs. Phenomenal game. Go try it out. You'll love it. And right here, so for those who don't know, Samurai Shodown wasn't initially conceived as a fighting game. It was initially going to be a beat 'em up, featuring ninja, demon, samurai, all that fun stuff. We're gonna go through some design documents, talk about a bit of what's been going on behind the scenes here and there, get some opinions from the panel. So here, you can see kind of what the game was supposed to be. With you see like a ninja here, kind of looks like Hanzo. You see what looks to be, it looks like a hairy ape guy. I'm not 100% sure what that is. And you got the ninjas with the big iron gauntlets going on. You see the backgrounds are very similar to what you would see in a Samurai Shodown title. Even very similar to what you see in Fatal Fury Special with Jubei stage. But here, like, can we, Oda-san, can you explain what's going on in the small panel on the bottom left?
左下のなんかその中のシーンをちょっと説明していただけますでしょうか。そうですね。
当時はもうデジタルでできなくてもうアナログで手で書いて プリントアウトしてみんなで紙で資料を配ってた状態でこういう企画書っていうのを作ってました。で最初は、ファイティングゲームの前は横スクロールの、アクションゲームの企画だったので、こういう画面になってますが、すでにこの時点でサムショー1のキャラクターのアイデアはほぼ出ている状態になってます。
So as you can see here, back in the day games were not developed digitally, so we had to draw everything page by page. And as you can see here, the game at that step was still a beat 'em up, was supposed to be a beat 'em up, but you can see also that most of the characters here were also made it to the fighting game later on. So.
Okay. Then on here, you can see, you can take a look at this here. You see kind of a character kind of looks like Galford, character kind of looks like Haomaru, Nakururu. Oh, whoops. It's touchscreen, everybody. I apologize. And there's another character that kind of looks like Wanfu. So these are, I don't want to say they're early concepts for the Samurai Shodown characters, but these are like early beginnings, characters that eventually turned into Samurai Shodown characters or were inspired from this here. Then now we go to this slide. So here you can see some of the ideas going on how using the weapons worked. And I'd like to throw this back to Oda-san, where, so right here we see swordsman slashing. You can see some clashing going on. You see a parry, like the fourth image shows a parry with a weapon getting thrown off.
日本の、テレビドラマとか映画で、侍ものとかあと忍者ものが、伝統的にずっとあるんですけれど、それらの、かっこいいヒーローの要素をゲームに入れようとしているというアイデアがこのドキュメントには、書かれていますね。
So the thing here is, again, at that time in Japan, there were a lot of TV series and movies with samurai and ninja fighting each other. And the concept here was to reproduce that, that way, with a lot of, I would say, cool moves, slash and stuff like that with, swords. And so that's what you can see here in that concept document.
刀がこうギャンギャンギャンギャンってなったりとか、忍者がポフってなって別のものに化けてワープするっていうような表現っていうのは日本の時代劇っていうシリーズの中ではとても、なんていう典型的な、表現方法で、それらを多分この当時のゲームデザイナーたちはゲームにしようと考えてこういう資料になっていたと思います。
Again, here to talk again about what I was mentioning as cool moves. So we wanted to again to reproduce the sound of the blades, weapons, hitting with each other, and so having ninjas, disappearing or maybe turning into something else. And I believe that's what the developer at that time tried to do and tried to write here.
Yeah, one thing I really like about that last one actually that you don't see in the end product is if you look in the game screen, there's actually a 1-player and a 2-player. So it actually kind of has like a Fatal Fury style line system built into it in the early concepts. That didn't make it into the final product, but it's interesting to see those kind of combination of ideas from SNK design teams and stuff.
Well, at the time, it was a lot of the same people working on the games, wasn't it?
Well, the Samurai team, I think they were a pretty different thing, it sounded like.
Okay.
サムライ組はやはり結構別のチームだったんですよね。あんまり関わらなかったんですよね。
我々とは関わりがあまりなかったですね。
黒木さんもこれを見て初めて
見ました。はい。
Yeah, it was pretty different for the Samurai team. They were very different from like the Art of Fighting and Fatal Fury one. So the first time he saw this design doc like a couple weeks ago was the first time he found out that there was a line system built into the early concepts and stuff.
我々のフェイタルフューリーとアートオブファイティングチームが、1階で、侍のチームは確かね3階だったと思います。
Yeah, it sounds like so. Their team was mostly on the first floor of the old development the old development building, and the Samurai team were usually up on the 3rd floor, stuff like that. So they didn't really talk to each other very much, I guess.
Oh, and here we can see. So this is probably Genjiro's most popular move, where he cuts you and somehow, a Hanafuda card magically appears. And he cuts that as well. So I'd like Oda-san to go through the process of this right here on how they designed the document, or like how this document was designed to make the move. And basically, it was all hand-drawn and scanned into...
この資料は、ゲームデザイナーからアーティストに、渡すための資料で、全ての動作、攻撃、必殺技とか勝利した時のポーズとか全ての動作について一枚一枚こういうのが書かれています。
So in this kind of documents were usually made by game designers for artists, and usually there they would explain every action, every move for every special move, every attack in this kind of games.
で当時のねネオジオっていうのはとてもグラフィックの容量の制限が厳しかったのでこういう書類の資料できっちりと設計してから作って無駄なグラフィックを作らないようにみんなで気をつけてました。
Okay, also the Neo Geo system also had a very limited memory capacity, so the designers, the artists made sure that they won't be like I would say some overuse of some data with this move, so they made sure that they will only the bare minimum, only the action that were necessary will be drawn and in detail here.
でアーティストはみんな当然絵が上手なんですけどゲームデザイナーは全員絵が描けるわけではないんです。でもこういう資料を大量に作っていくうちにみんな絵が描けるようになっていきました。
As you can imagine, game designer was not as good as artists, to draw things, but the more they drew this kind of document, the better they became at designing moves like that. So they became better.
Now we're gonna break this down a bit further with the same move. You see, here's another design document. Like this is a more bare bones version than what we just saw on how this move works, the way the card gets cut, how Genjiro moves. Can Oda-san explain a bit more about this?
そうですね。この左上のところに三連山って書かれてるんですけど、これは極神源十両の三連殺っていう必殺技の設計書で名前が古い状態になってますね。
Okay, so first of all, on the left, the top left corner of that document, we can see that the name of that move was still not defined, because this move is now named as a Sanren Satsu, but at that time it was still named as a Sanren Zan. But it shows also how this special move was supposed to work in the game.
これは花札のカードのビジュアルエフェクトの設定なんですけどどういうふうに花札のカードが出て2つに割れて消えていくかっていう指示を書いてます。
Okay, and as you can see in the bottom part of that document, it explains how the Hanafuna cards appear and behave, how they rotate, how they get cut into two parts, and how they disappear when Genjiro hits the opponent with this move, Sanren Zan or Sanren Satsu.
で右下のところで切れたカードがくるくる回って消えていくっていうふうに指示があるんですけど、ネオ上には回転の機能がないのでくるくる回った絵を作らないといけないのでその分容量を、使っちゃうんですよ。で多分それをゲームデザイナーは分かってたんだと思うんですけど一番最後の文章であくまでイメージですからかっこよくアレンジしてくださいってごまかして終わってますね。
Okay, so again, I would say the bottom right part of that document explains how again those cards rotate and disappear. And the thing is, with the Neo Geo system, didn't have any rotation, spinning feature included. So it used a lot of memory. So the designer had to draw every rotation behavior one by one. And the funny thing is, at the very end of that document, the designer explained It's just an image, but make sure to make it look, cool and badass. So.
Okay. So here it goes a bit more into the same thing. Oda-san, can you go into a bit into this slide?
これは、三連札の、技の性能を、プログラマーの方に渡す、仕様書ですね。
Okay, so this is documentation made for the programmers to explain all the specifications of that special move, Sanren Zan, Sanrensatsu, how it works.
で、この技が当時新しかったところは、3回コマンドを入力するっていうところはこのゲームのちょっと前に出たスーパーストリートファイターのフェイロンがやってたんですけど、この3連札は当たってから絵が変わるっていう仕様が新しい仕組みだったので、そこを細かく書いてます。
Okay. Also, one thing with this special move, Sanrenzan, Sanrensatsu, it was one of the very first special moves to be input 3 times in a row. I think Fei Long maybe was the first one in Super Street Fighter 2. But also, one particularity with that move is also the designers here explain which card will show up when hitting the opponent. So the image of that card will change depending on the hit number.
構えたポーズでホバリングして横に移動して、そこに攻撃力のない判定がついてて、それが当たると攻撃の絵に変わって相手にダメージが当たるっていう仕組みになってます。このホバーの絵で移動して、ここには攻撃力がない判定がついてる。
Okay, so he was explaining that when Genjuro moves, when he's first doing his move, there's no hitbox, so there's no damage during that move.
で、右上の図はそのホバーして横に移動している状態で敵が上を飛び越えたらどういう挙動になるかっていう、設定を書いています。
Okay, and on the left part of that documentation, it explains how so when Genjuro goes through his opponent with this move, how the opponent will react if he jumped before getting hit by this move.
で、これらをもとにプログラマーが技を、作って、そこから調整ですね。
And then using this doc that programmers would program this move, include this move in the game, and make sure that you will, of course, work well. Yeah. Okay.
So we have the breakdown of the move, how it started. Let's take a look at the move in the latest Samurai Shodown game. Yeah, a quick second. Very loud video, so we're just gonna mute it for you. All right. So you see the move stays pretty much true to form from the old games to this one. And since we're on the subject of the old games, I'd like to bring up, so it's his birthday today. This is Adam Latz. I'd like to all of you to wish him a happy birthday.
So yes, so to give you the next slide, actually the first reveal of today's panel is our next upcoming release. So basically we worked with Digital Eclipse last year on SNK 40th Anniversary Collection on the Switch, and it just came out last week, matter of fact, on PS4. They really knocked that release out of the park. So yeah, we're excited to announce this new compilation release today. The team based on the West Coast. So actually, Lauren is the director of this project, so I'll have him go into.
Sure.
On the next slide.
Okay, so you want me to explain the game? Okay, so
So we can have Lauren, since you're lead on this project, you can
I can
go
talk
ahead
about
and
that,
do all the talking here. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We see bits and pieces of screenshots here. Can you explain to us what's going on?
Sure. So Samurai Shodown collection is a compilation of. It's the first compilation of that reunites all the 6 Samurai Shodown games that were released on Neo Geo between 1993 and 2004. And as it's mentioned, it's going to be released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC this fall. Again, as a compilation of game titles, you will be, of course, able to play any of the 6 Samurai Shodown games from 1 to 5 special in either a Japanese or overseas version. You will be, of course, also able to play offline and online. But on top of that, you will have also a sound player if you want to enjoy the unique atmosphere of the series. There's going to be also voluminous museum mode where you can learn a lot about the games and also every character that made or maybe not made it into those games. And also a very unique feature. Sorry, I like a lot. As you can see on the right screenshot, this is a character bio screen. So the funny thing with that, I really love this feature. So you have all the characters that were playable between Samurai Shodown 1 and 5 Special. And let's say, for example, you want to see Haomaru from Samurai Shodown 2. So you highlight Haomaru. And then his 2D sprite from Samurai Shodown 2 will pop up. He will do his iconic victory pose, like he will throw his katana into the air and put it back into his sheath. And but yeah, you can learn everything about every character from any title. So it's very good if you want to be like very knowledgeable about the series and learn a lot, and especially fully enjoy the series from 1 to the new game. So it's clearly something I really like. And also there are gonna be also more bells and whistles in the future.
Yeah, as Lauren mentioned with the museum mode, basically if you see the prior release, it's almost like a digital interactive coffee table book in the game.
Yeah.
So Digital Ellipse is working very hard to kind of up the ante for this release as well. And there's going to be some pretty unique and exciting bonus content features added. So,
yeah, some of those early design docs we showed were kind of a sneak peek of the kind of stuff you'll be able to see in the museum mode for this game. So we've had a lot of that stuff actually lying around, more than we expected.
Yeah, the team over at Digital Eclipse, they liken it to, basically we see on DVDs and Blu-rays like a Criterion Collection release. They want to do that for video game compilations, so we're very excited. And there'll be future announcements, so look forward to that in the coming. They actually come out after the reboot, unfortunately, but between the PS4, Xbox, and then later platforms. But please stay tuned for more news.
Okay.
Digital Eclipse did a great job with SNK 40th. I don't know if any of you have played it, but they're very true to the originals. It's a great game to have on the go. I'm looking forward to this. And this will be on all the major platforms?
Yes, so there will be additional platforms announced later, but as Gibby mentioned, the really cool thing this time is the inside joke on the last release was that because it was the 40th anniversary collection, we had limited access to assets, original assets, so it was a very challenging project. Both Frank Cifaldi and Brendan Sheffield did a real bang-up job there. The joke now is we have so much, thanks to Adachi-san's involvement, Oda-san's involvement in the project, that we have almost too much. So the team is really sifting through all those assets and trying to bring as much special content to this release as possible.
Okay. So we've gone through the old games. Let's take another look at, this is not working out right. It is not going to what I needed to go to, everybody. Why is it not doing it?
We minimize the...
Yeah, let's minimize, there you go. It didn't do this last time. All right, here, we got a trailer for you all. So. So now it's, as I said earlier, it's been 11 years since the last Samurai Shodown title, and this is kind of a new beginning. It's a very classic Samurai Shodown game. Story takes place between 5 and 1.
Yes.
And it's got a lot of returning characters from 1 and 1 from 5 and Shiki.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll toss it over to.
Yeah, I'll handle most of these. Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of treating it as a soft reboot this time. As he was saying, we placed it before the first game, but also after the prequel, which was the 5th game. It was called Zero in Japan, which they always do for prequels. That allowed us to, bring in a lot of the fan favorites, especially from the later games. So like Yoshitora and Shiki are 2 that we were able to bring in that we knew the fans wanted to see. So for us, for the original concept, there were 3 pillars that we really wanted to bring in, and basically, so carrying on the legacy, we wanted to make sure it was traditional as possible. It was very faithful to what everybody really wanted when it came to Samurai Shodown. So we really wanted the exhilarating, real fight to the death kind of tense battles that it's known for. And then evolving the presentation. So the idea was definitely to try and make a distinct art style based on like traditional Japanese paintings and manga, and basically, combine that with the modern day graphics you can do on an Unreal Engine 4. At the end, we have this, we want to bring something new to the genre as well. I mean, that's always something we always want to challenge ourselves. So we came up with this new AI system that we think is fairly revolutionary, where you basically have machine learning, deep learning AI, learning from your actions offline. So it'll learn from your habits and some like your bad habits and good habits, and basically create AI ghost data that you can upload to leaderboards. You can download your friends' ghost data and fight against them, or download the top players. And we're really looking forward to, both seeing how that, appeals to fans, and like see what kind of ghost data comes out from, especially whenever it is out in the wild. And we're looking forward to supporting that going forward. So yeah, as we were saying, so the character roster this time, this is a collection of the 13 that we've shown so far. So there's going to be 16 characters in total, 13 veterans who are returning. So as Gibby said, it's mostly a lot of characters from the first and second game, with a couple of curveballs like Yoshitora and Shiki are probably the 2 that really surprised people. And we definitely want to support the game going forward, so we're going to have DLC characters and bring in more fan favorites as we go forward. And yeah, here we want to talk a lot about the art inspirations. We have the art director, Kurok-san, here. So I'm going to have him go through some of these early inspirations, and we also have a couple of early concepts.
このページに映っている画像は、我々がゲームグラフィックを考えたときに参考にした資料の一部です。
So yeah, this is just a collection of some of the art and what would you say, like designs that we really looked at early on to try and decide what kind of direction and what kind of UI and everything that we were going to make with the game.
まずどうやって個性的なゲーム画面を作るかということに対してすごく悩んだんですけども、私個人的にはゲームのグラフィックに関してはリアル系とアニメ系、厳密に言うともっとたくさんあるんですけども、大体この2つに大きく分かれるんじゃないかなと考えました。
Yeah, early on we put a lot of thought in how to make it distinct, and from his perspective, most games, especially fighting games in particular, they kind of fall into 2 big camps. It's realistic style graphics and anime style graphics. And obviously there's a lot of variation in between those, but that's how he feels a lot of them kind of fall apart.
どちらにしてもリアルにしろアニメにしろすでに他社のタイトルがたくさん出てまして、格闘ゲームで言っても多分皆さんの頭の中に思い浮かぶものがたくさんあると思います。
So yeah, especially among the fighting games and stuff, there's a lot of different games out there, and especially a lot of realistic fighting games that I'm sure a lot of people play.
で欧米では特にリアルなゲームが多い印象を持ってまして、侍をリアルに作った場合、前作と10年以上の時間が差があるので、今からリアルなものを出しても市場で埋もれてしまうというふうに考えました。
Yeah, no, there were some talks early. Maybe we should go realistic because there is a lot of realistic style graphic fighting games out there. Especially, he feels like some of the more popular ones in the West are like that. But he felt, the series has been absent for almost 10 years, or more than 10 years even. And if we did a fairly normal, realistic, even high quality graphical style, it would kind of be drowned out by the competition.
で、そこで侍の最大の強みである和風という個性を生かして、日本の伝統的な日本画というものをベースに考えることにしました。
So yeah, from there we basically decided to really go hard in on the Japanese, Japanese traditional painting style and stuff like that, and really put a lot of emphasis on that in the overall art direction.
日本画は独特の質感と色彩があって個性的なグラフィックができると思ったんですけども、でもあまりにも日本画に寄せてしまうと日本に興味のある人以外は興味がなくなってしまうということを考えました。
Yeah, and especially if you traditional Japanese paintings have a very unique texture and colored theme and stuff like that. And he really did think that you could make a very distinct and pleasing art style with that kind of style. But he thought that if you go a little bit too far into that, then only people who are very, very interested in Japanese culture and content would actually like it.
でそこで世界的に人気のある日本の漫画のタッチ、ハッチングというものを入れまして、そこに入れることによってキャラクターの魅力が大幅に出たかなと思っています。
From there, one idea they had was to kind of take some manga inspirations, because manga is popular all over the world now. It's very well known, and they kind of took that and also applied it to the Japanese traditional painting art style that they were thinking of. And he really feels like kind of a hatching style, cross hatching and stuff like that, shaders. And he feels like that really helped bring the characters to life this time, especially in this game.
でいろいろ考えて、さらにこれだけではコンソールゲームの質感としてはちょっとシンプルすぎるっていうところもありましたので、アンリアルエンジン4のハイエンドの 3D の立体感も合わせて、それをうまくブレンドして今回のグラフィックを再現しました。
But even there, he felt like it was a little bit too simple with the early tests and stuff. So they really used as much of the resources and features that they could from Unreal Engine 4 to put as much detail into all of those art styles as possible to kind of make something that's really fresh and interesting.
でこちらの画面にあるものはそれを再現するためにいろいろ検証していたときに作った画像です。
So yeah, these are some early concepts that we did whenever we were testing the process early on. So you can see concept art, you can see early rendering models and stuff like that in here.
で今回エンジンはUnreal Engine 4を使っています。
So yeah, we're using Unreal Engine 4 for pretty much all of the presentation this time.
でUnreal Engine 4は非常に素晴らしいエンジンでクオリティの高いグラフィックができるんですけども、その立体的な 3D が今回のサムライには合いませんでした。
So obviously Unreal Engine 4 is a very powerful and very functional engine, and it's very good at creating those kind of realistic graphics especially. But especially with the art style we were going for, it didn't really match straight out of the box, obviously, very easily.
で逆にUnreal Engine の癖をなくすっていう検証を最初の頃はやっていました。
So we had to do a lot of early work to try and get rid of that almost unreal look sort of thing, to try and reduce that more and more and more as we went.
で背景の写真があると思うんですけども、最初は日本画を意識しすぎて、これはこれで非常に美しい絵になっていると思うんですけども、特に小田からですけども、スタッフから暗すぎるっていう意見が多々ありまして、それで今回のようにちょっと明るくした経緯があります。
So if you look up at the top right, you can kind of see the early concepts for Howamaru's stage, and it's very beautiful, he thinks, and it looks really good, but Oda-san and a couple of the other staff members really said that it's too dark, it doesn't really pop out enough, so from there they kind of tried to put more color and more contrast and stuff into the backgrounds.
で、左下のナコルルの絵なんですけども、これは、プログラマーに渡すシェーダーの相談するときに渡した画像です。
So yeah, the bottom left Nakoruru image is basically an image he put together to give to the programmers to try and figure out exactly what kind of shaders they can do.
これは KOF14 のナコルルなんですけども、この段階でセルシェーディングであるとかハッチングであるとかアウトラインであるとかっていう基本のコンセプトはもう伝えれてると思います。
So yeah, that's using the KOF 14 Nakoruru model, and they just added a bunch of shaders, different kinds of outlines, and cross hatchings, and you can kind of see the current art style start to take shape on that model.
はい、あと血の表現に関してですけども、血の表現に関してもかなりこだわっています。
Yeah, if you've played the game, you can notice the blood splatters are really iconic. They really stand out, especially in this game, and they put a lot of work into making sure that feels right and looks right this time.
侍においての血の表現というのは気持ち悪いものを表現したいっていうわけではなく、戦いの激しさとか爽快感を出すために、実装したものになります。
So this time, the blood effects were really not trying to go for like a gory or even like a gross look. Like the whole idea was to try and convey the tense and exhilarating and high damage nature of the battles. So that's really what they tried to focus on with the blood effects this time.
血に関してなんですけども、ダメージを受けた方にしか血はつかないです。
Yeah, one thing that you'll notice if you play the game is actually the only time that blood really gets on the character, like it'll get on your character and stay there, it's when that character takes damage. So blood splatters don't come back on you from whenever you damage somebody else.
それはなぜかというと、ダメージを受けた方には痛いとか、失敗したとかマイナスの気持ちを持ってもらうためにつけました。
And the idea behind that is kind of it ties into the game balance and the mechanics. He really wants the person that gets hit and covered in blood to feel it and really think, oh, I made a mistake and now I'm covered in blood. So it's kind of, he wants that to be part of the impact of the game, basically.
で逆に攻撃した方はそれを見ることによってやったとか気持ちいいとかっていう、感情になると思います。
And obviously the person who hit them and caused all that blood to go over them, they're going to be excited, they're going to be happy because they've caused that damage. So he thinks it really came out well in the end game.
でこれを表現するために、記号として血を、印象的に実装しています。
So yeah, for that reason, the blood it's not just a visual effect. It really does affect kind of the psychological and almost the mental state of the game.
で、あとこの資料にはちょっと載ってないですけども、アンリアルのクロスシミュレーションを積極的に使っています。
So yeah, one thing that's not written in shown here is he did use a lot of this one feature in Unreal Engine 4 called cross simulation.
一般的なゲームはだいたい関節より膝から下とか、関節に干渉しない部分につけることが多いです。曲がるところにクロスがかからない。
So yeah, I guess in most games they don't really use that kind of tech on the joints and stuff like that.
で今回の侍ではズボン全体にクロスをかけたりとか、割と大きくクロスをかけています。
So yeah, he's trying to use that the cloth simulation to basically make it a little bit more cartoony, but not super realistic. So you can kind of see there's a lot of detail in the cloth and stuff whenever it comes to the game this time.
でおそらく、他のタイトルよりも服が印象的に揺れてるように見えると思います。
Yeah, so he thinks compared to a lot of other games, the clothes will probably flow a lot more and be a little bit more distinct than other games probably.
ぜひSNK のブースに来て一度それを見てほしい。
Yeah, he would love to hear more comments about that and opinions about it. So please come by the booth and check it out, and definitely pay attention to the cloth animations and physics and stuff.
で最後にエフェクトに関してですけども、エフェクトは、ゲームでは珍しく黒をベースにしたエフェクトをたくさん作っています。
Yeah, and they're not shown really much here, but regarding the effects, so like the hit sparks and stuff in the game, unlike a lot of other games, we actually used black color a lot in the effects.
これは墨を表現するためのものです。
And obviously that's kind of to get an ink kind of feel to the attacks, just a little bit at least.
で、侍は半透明を使うことがすごい苦手な仕様になっています。
Just for technical reasons, it's very hard to use kind of like translucent layers and stuff in the game this time.
なので、エフェクトの端の部分がちょっと邪気になっているんですけども、それは逆に、墨の表現として捉えてマイナスをプラスに考えて実装しています。
Yeah, one thing that's interesting is if you look really, really close at the effects, especially if you get one that's a hit stop, you'll see, like, especially at the ends, it's a very like jaggy look actually, and that's kind of how it looks like a ink. It kind of just worked out that way perfectly.
以上です。
Yeah, so that's about everything on the art style. So we'll just go to the next slide, I guess. So yeah, I'll cover this. So the gameplay style, as I said before, it's definitely held up by the traditional gameplay of the old games. So we really want to, get that sense of being one strike away from death, but also one strike away from being able to kill your opponent. So it's not a combo game. It's very a deliberate game, I like to say. So it's a lot about predictions. You can, parry your opponent's attacks to create openings, stuff like that. So it's a very exhilarating game, and we really wanted to make sure that it felt like a weapon fighter, like what it always was. So yeah, go a little bit deep dive into the game systems here, because I know, there's a lot of people who've played the game probably on the floor, but so we can go a little bit in depth into here to talk about what kind of mechanics. Do you want to help out here? You know a lot about the series.
Yeah. So from what I can see from here, there's a lot of returning mechanics. You have the rage gauge, which is back. Max rage, I assume you get more damage from that?
So you basically get attack power, and certain special attacks will also change their properties. My personal favorite one is, I'm sure there's a lot of Galford fans out here. Who's a Galford fan? Nobody? Come on? Yeah. So, you've got your puppy, so you can throw out the light attack, where you throw out puppy, and usually it's just a normal hit, but if he's got max rage, puppy will actually grab the opponent and do his own, Izuna drop. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite attacks in the game. And it's only whenever you have max rage, or if you've done the rage explosion sort of thing. And you can also, when you're in max rage, you can use the weapon flipping technique, which is the old school, Samurai Shodown Super, so you can disarm your opponent if you land it.
And then the rage explosion in this game, does it work the way it did in previous games, or is it unique in this title?
It's fairly close to 5 special in most ways, because you can rage explode, you get a quick invincibility, so you can tank a certain damage and stuff like that. And then if you press the same button one more time, you'll get the lightning blade, which is that really quick samurai strike sort of thing, where the background turns red. It's extremely high damage, and that's kind of a comeback mechanic in a way. So basically, the damage that attack does will be based on how much life you've lost up until that point. So yeah, you can really blow people up if you land that.
And I noticed when you do a rage explosion, it staggers the opponent, but if you hit them with a lightning blade right afterwards, the damage is about 20% instead of 70%. Right?
Is that from the throw, or is that from the rage explosion?
I think it was the rage explosion.
Okay, because I know it scales from the throws, but does it scale from the rage explosion too? Do you know?
That.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Okay. We'll have to check when we go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, if from a throw for sure, it does almost no damage.
You can confirm from a throw, which is very similar to kind of 5 special, where you can, the throws don't actually do damage. We call it a guard break, actually, in the official terminology, because you kind of just break the opponent's stance, and then you can get a free hit from them.
Okay. And then Samurai Shodown 2, I think, was the first one that had a hidden super move with Haomaru's Tempa. Yeah, that one. So you kind of brought that back in this title. And
Yeah.
you can do them, is it once per round or once per match?
So yeah, once per match, you can use the top right one, which is a super special move. It changes the background into that kind of traditional gold Japanese painting color, and that's basically highest damaging attacks in the game. The input is the same for every character, and it's very hard to land. But yeah, if you land it, then they're probably gonna die.
And
and if it gets blocked or if it's whiffed, then it's gone for the rest of the match. So you basically just get one chance to hit that move.
And sword clashing is back. One of everyone's favorite mechanics. Back in the day in the arcades, we used to just mash the buttons until our arms got tired. How does it work in this game? Is it the same as before?
So it actually works in this game?
Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted.
It's kind of famous, the old games, it had the button prompt to mash, but mashing actually didn't matter. So sometimes the person who didn't press a single button would end up winning. I don't know why that was the case, but we did make sure that it matches the button presses this time. So the person who actually puts the work in will force the other person's sword away. And that's how it works. So if it's even, then both people will just go away and keep their swords. But if you do mash more than the other person, then they will lose their sword, and they got to run and pick it up.
And I know, from a fighting game standpoint, we all want this, but not everyone is a hardcore fighting game player. They care about story and things like that. This game has
Go ahead. I think the next slide even has. Yeah. So this is a little hint at what you can expect from the story. So it's very traditional Samurai Shodown. So, everybody has a beginning and an ending, and then a few interactions with different rival characters and stuff in the middle. And you can kind of see some of the art, some of the interactions here. It's not, you can't expect something like some of the other fighting games out there. It's a little bit closer to something like KOF 14, where it's a very cool thing for the fans. And I really like it, especially because of the art. The artist who did a lot of the illustrations, she's really good. She's actually going to be at the Japanese event doing a talk on the 5th.
Oh, wow.
And I'm looking forward to seeing that because I'm a big fan of her art.
Okay. And something that you brought up earlier was the ghost mode.
Yes.
I heard you had a hand in that?
Yeah, so that was kind of one of my original additions to the project. Is they came to me and they asked me for some ideas for different modes we could add. And I'm not the best fighting game player out there. I'm pretty good at Sam Show, I think, but I do like the idea of trying to give a little bit more value to the customer, to give them more things to play with, because certain people, whenever they play a fighting game, if they're not going to get hardcore into it, they play the story mode, finish, and then that's it. Maybe they go back every once in a while. But so the idea here for me was to basically give something for people to play without the same stress as playing online. So you can kind of get the same experience as playing somebody else without having to actually lose to a live human being online. So, recently, deep learning tech and machine learning, it's been popular. And I don't know anything about that stuff, but I thought it sounded cool. So I came up with the idea and pitched it to the producers and the engineers, and they all said, oh yeah, sounds good, we can do it, and started working on it. So we're looking forward to seeing how that comes down. Like I said before, you can kind of upload and download data from the from the leaderboards. And just to give you some things to play out, we have normal 1-versus-1 matches, and then there's stuff like the Iron Man Challenge, which is kind of a mode where you have to take down 100 of the ghosts in a row and see how far you can get, kind of thing.
And so the ghost is always learning, right?
Only offline.
Only offline?
Your offline story matches or versus, or if you take your machine to a tournament or something, it'll learn from all of that basically.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
So taking your console to your local or to a tournament, and it'll learn other people?
Yeah, as long as you're playing offline versus.
Oh
yeah.
wow, okay, that's cool. Oh man, yeah. So this is something I'm looking forward to. There was also something else that we want to show that
we definitely we're so happy to see all the support here, and we love that everybody came out to PAX. So obviously, we want to give you a little surprise, and we have not shown any of the new characters at all. So we're going to give you a little tease of one of our favorite ones in the new game. So she is a very powerful character. The most badass sailor and shipwright to ever sail the 7 seas, Darlie Dagger. You can see she's got a nice saw, big saw weapon that actually has a few secrets that we're not going to show yet. We're pretty happy about her. She's got some really cool moves. She's very popular among the team. And I believe this was also designed by Saji. Yeah, this was also completely designed from the start from that designer that I mentioned, who I'm really looking forward to seeing at that upcoming talk. So yeah.
So this is just the first of how many new characters?
So 3 new characters will come up in the new game. So we're going to have 2 more that we'll show going forward.
All right. I like this design. It's really nice. So she's got a big saw, right?
Yeah, that's a big saw.
The saw. How does she carry the saw? Her arms are so tiny. How does this work?
That's a lot of muscle under those arms.
Oh, okay.
She's strong.
So if she's disarmed, can she punch me and knock me out?
She's one. I'll say this: she is one of the few characters that has something special when she's disarmed. Actually.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I want to hear. Okay. So I had a couple questions for Oda-san about Samurai Shodown or this current game. One of the important things a lot of fighting game players ask for when a new game comes out is a tour, an official world tour of some sort. What are the chances we'll get an official world tour for Samurai Shodown?
Go ahead.
Okay.
今計画しててまだちょっと発表できないですけど、
So we are planning on this right now, but we can't announce anything yet.
そうですね、社内手続きが終われば発表します。
But we need to. We will announce that on the paperwork will be done. So
Yeah, waiting on the rubber stamps,
a lot
basically.
of rubber stamp.
So there's a good chance is what you're telling me.
It's happening. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay, all right. Something that's very popular now with fighting games is, many of you know, guest characters. We have Negan and Tekken. We had what, Yoda, Darth Vader, and Soul Calibur.
Back in the day, yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja
and Mortal,
Turtles,
yeah,
too? I forgot
Ninja
about
Turtles
that
and
one,
Injustice. That one's amazing. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keys.
Battletoads. Yeah, what are the possibilities we get a guest character in Samurai Shodown?
そうですね、可能性はありますね。まあいろいろ検討しますし、
Sure, there might be some possibilities. We're gonna work on that. Yeah.
世界中の会社の方声かけてくださったらありがたいです。世界中のねゲーム会社の方が声かけてくれたら嬉しいな。
So we hope we're gonna get some proposal from other companies around the world.
原田さんお待ちしてます。
I'm waiting for you, Harada-san. Call me.
Actually, one of our colleagues on the biz dev team, Sandy, is working on that right now. So please look forward to future announcements.
Okay. So a lot of the Samurai Shodown characters, a good chunk of them drew inspiration from historical figures, like with Samurai Shodown 1, 2, like they drew from people from the past. So we're looking at Darley right now. Do Darley or the other two new characters, do they draw inspiration from anyone in particular?
いや、今回の新キャラは、歴史からではなくて戦い方と見た目重視でデザインしています。
Okay, so now Darlie Dagger is not based on a historical figure, but when we designed her, we made sure made sure to make her look make her look cool. I mean, we make sure to focus on her design and the way she's gonna fight. So.
Okay. And are you going to be taking the game to any events between? So the game comes out in June, correct?
June, yes. June.
Will we be seeing this at any other events, like fighting game events? Is any other shows? Anything between now and then?
Yeah, so actually, next month Lauren's going to be heading out to Kuwait for Kuwait Battle Royale. So, and we have plans for plenty of shows here in North America, EMEA regions, Europe. So please look forward to this for announcements. Of course, leading up to EVO.
Okay, so it'll be playable at Kuwait Battle Royale?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that's the
Okay.
plan. Probably the same build we're using here, I think, yeah.
Oh, all right, that's good. So we mentioned DLC and guest characters. Can I be added as a DLC character?
Thanks. Oda-san on that one.
What would be your weapon?
My
gonna-
beard, I don't know.
You're gonna throw arcade sticks at people, just swing it around like a whip or
Yeah,
something?
I can use my hat to hit them. It can do something, right?
Maybe a
Yeah.
costume.
Maybe just give you a pipe like the mayor.
多分クレイトスになると思う。多分クレイトスになると思う。
He said if he would put you in the game, you would look like Kratos.
All right. There we go. Dad of War, baby, we got this. And then for the online lobbies, KOF 14 was the first SNK game to have online lobbies, and players are able to watch each other play, fight each other, everything. Will the online lobbies in this be the same?
Q14 が確かに1000件の初のオンラインロビーなんかその監視とかができるゲームだったんですけれども、で今回もなんか同じ夜中の仕事とかじゃないですか、ロビーオンラインロビーと観戦とかそういう。
そうですね、今回は、10人、入るルームのシステムで、オンラインのマッチングは行います。で、その10人っていうのは剣道の試合の5対5っていうのが、できるように10人っていう数字にしました。
Okay, so he said there's gonna be room of online lobbies for up to 10 players, and the basic concept of that was it's based on the kendo, where you could have fights between 5 players against 5 other players, 5 against 5, right? If I'm correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically kind of based on a kendo tournament where you have like 5 positions. You don't tag or anything like that, but it's kind of a point system to see who can win. So it's like a team battle system. It's pretty simple but fun, I think.
Okay. And this game looks leaps and bounds better than King of Fighters 14. And it's not being negative or anything. It's the truth. What's the biggest reason for that? Was it Unreal Engine? Was it the amount of time you spent making this game? Manpower? What would you attribute to that?
まあ、その黒木さんでいいかな。なんでその KOF14 によりやはりビジュアルとかいろいろ進化してると思いますけど、それは結局何が一番の理由になるんですか？エンジンか？なんでいいと思う。じゃあ
そうですね。今回の進化に関しては、アンリアルエンジン4の使ったことが最大だと思います。
Yeah, for him, he really does think that the resources and the functionality that Unreal Engine 4 brought to the table really just helped us bring up the level of quality.
Okay. Yeah, almost all the new fighting games are on Unreal Engine. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the nice thing about it is every fighting game looks unique. They all look different. And this is no different. So that's good. I had one more question for you guys. Where was it? Sorry. I have a list of questions here. I can't remember which one I was going to ask. So this game has obviously been in development for a while. You're showing what is a very complete build right now. I don't know progress, obviously, but how long was the game in development for? From like the moment you started till now?
Okay. So he said it took a bit more than 2 years to make the game. A bit more than 2 years, slightly more.
And you kept it a secret for 2 years. No leaks.
Close, about almost a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay. So that's good.
All right. I think we're out of time, right?
Yeah, I think we're about out of time right now.
Yeah, we just wanted to say thanks for everybody coming out, and Gibby, of course, for moderating the panel, flying out all the way from the West Coast. And also, please give it up for Gibby. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I should thank our publishing partner, Athlon Games, who's none of this would have been possible without them, the staff here at PAX. So thank you again for making this happen.
And be sure to follow the official Samurai Shodown Twitter account, which is Samurai Shodown _ at the very end. Follow Oda-san, SNK _ Oda. Follow Lauren, mayor of UMVC3. Yep. Follow Nobuyuki-san at, what was it? Nobuyuki Kuroki? Or was it, do I have it backwards? Yeah.
Nobuyuki Kuroki. Yeah, just Nobuyuki Kuroki is his name.
Okay, and then Josh at Budokai MR?
MR2.
MR2. Adam at Adam A _ 300.
Yeah,
I think is that an ELGO reference?
No, you got
330.
it's his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Today.
Make sure you wish him a happy birthday.
So yeah, big happy birthday to Adam, everybody. Come on.
Sorry, I just got a message on Twitter from 3 different people telling me to tell you guys you did a good job.
All right, thank you.
There you go.
Much appreciated.
I hope you're happy, everybody.
All right, yeah, please stop by, and if you have any other questions or anything, come by the booth. If you can grab one of us, we can always try to help and answer anything.
And challenge all these guys here at Samurai Shodown. They're pretty good. Trust me. I've watched them beat up various people. Everyone have a great day. Be sure to go check out the booth if you haven't already. Everyone at home, thank you for watching.
Smoothly.